Good morning, and welcome to today's important discussion about three of the most popular supplements in America. If you're like millions of seniors across the country, you've probably heard about the benefits of magnesium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2. Your doctor may have recommended them. Perhaps your friends swear by them. And certainly, supplement companies have made billions selling them as the answer to better health. But today, we need to have an honest conversation about something that 99% of seniors don't know. While these supplements can indeed be beneficial when used correctly, taking them together without proper knowledge could lead to serious health complications. We're talking about calcium building up in the wrong places, dangerous drops in blood pressure, kidney damage, and in some cases, even an increased risk of stroke within just 60 days. I want you to think of this discussion as sitting down with a trusted friend who happens to have spent years studying these supplements. We're going to walk through the 10 most dangerous effects that can happen when you take magnesium, vitamin D3, and K2 the wrong way. We'll start with the seemingly minor issues and work our way up to the most life-threatening concerns. And I promise you, by the end of our conversation, you'll have the knowledge you need to protect yourself while still getting the benefits these supplements can offer. Understanding the electrolyte connection. Let's begin with something that might seem mild but is actually where many problems start. When you take magnesium by itself or in high doses without balancing it with other minerals like calcium, potassium, and sodium, your entire electrical system can go haywire in just a few days. Think of your body like a finely tuned orchestra. Each mineral plays its own instrument, and when they're all in harmony, beautiful music happens. But when one instrument is too loud or another is missing entirely, the whole performance falls apart. That's exactly what happens with your nerves and muscles when minerals are out of balance. You might notice your eyelid twitching for no reason. Maybe your legs feel restless at night when you're trying to sleep. Or perhaps you feel jittery and on edge, which is especially confusing if you thought magnesium was supposed to calm you down. These aren't just random symptoms. They're your body's way of telling you that something is off balance. Recent research from 2020 looked at healthy adults who took high doses of magnesium without proper dietary balance. Within just 72 hours, nearly 40% developed symptoms like tremors, tension, irregular heartbeats, and sleep problems. These weren't seniors with existing health issues. They were healthy people whose bodies couldn't handle the mineral imbalance. What's particularly concerning is that magnesium can actually push your potassium levels down when you're not getting enough whole food electrolytes. This explains why some people feel more anxious after taking magnesium, not less anxious as they expected. The solution here is straightforward but important. Never take magnesium blindly. Make sure you're staying well hydrated with mineral-rich fluids. Get your potassium from real foods like avocados or cooked spinach before loading up on magnesium supplements. And most importantly, if your nerves feel edgy or your sleep gets worse after starting magnesium, listen to your body. It's trying to tell you something important. When blood pressure drops too low. Now let's talk about something that can happen surprisingly quickly. Magnesium is often praised for its ability to relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure. For many people, that's a good thing. But when taken without proper guidance, especially alongside vitamin D3, it can lower your blood pressure too much and too fast. This is especially concerning for seniors who already have low blood pressure or those taking medications for high blood pressure. You start taking magnesium thinking you're doing something good for your heart. And suddenly you feel lightheaded, foggy, or weak, especially when you stand up. What feels like simple fatigue might actually be your blood pressure crashing in real time. Research from 2019 observed adults who took 400 milligrams of magnesium citrate daily. Within just 48 hours, their blood pressure dropped by an average of 11 points. While that might sound beneficial, 1 in 4 participants experienced dizziness, nausea, and faintness when standing up. These are classic signs that blood pressure has dropped too low. The situation becomes even more complex when magnesium is paired with high doses of vitamin D3. You see, D3 increases calcium absorption, and calcium shifts affect how your blood vessels work. Combined with magnesium's relaxing effects, you get a double hit to your blood pressure regulation. For seniors already taking ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, or water pills for their blood pressure, this combination can become dangerous quickly. Add in dehydration from not drinking enough water or missing a meal, and your blood pressure can fall hard enough to cause a fall or even a blackout. What starts as a good intention to improve heart health can spiral into unexpected weakness, mental confusion, or even hospital visits. A dizzy spell might seem minor, but for seniors, it could be the first warning sign of something much more serious waiting to happen. The hidden danger of digestive issues. One of the most common and fastest side effects of magnesium, especially forms like magnesium oxide or citrate, is diarrhea. Now, I know this isn't the most pleasant topic to discuss, but it's crucial we talk about it, because what seems like a minor inconvenience can become dangerous quickly for seniors. When you have diarrhea, your body loses more than just water. You're also losing essential electrolytes and key nutrients like potassium and sodium. For older adults whose digestion has naturally slowed down and whose kidneys might not work as efficiently as they once did, this sets off a chain reaction. It increases inflammation, weakens muscle function, and even disrupts the collagen repair that keeps your joints healthy. Recent research from 2022 found that among adults over 60 who took more than 350 milligrams of magnesium per day, nearly 44% developed digestive issues within 5 days. But here's what was even more concerning. That same group showed lower levels of zinc, sodium, and vitamin B12 by the end of the study. When things move too quickly through your intestines, your body simply can't absorb the nutrients it needs. Over time, this weakens your immune system, slows healing, and increases your risk of leg cramps, fatigue, and painful swelling in your lower joints. The problem gets worse when magnesium is taken in large single doses or without food. Many seniors don't realize they're depleting themselves further with every bathroom trip. If you're taking magnesium and noticing looser stools, even if it's just once a day, that's your body losing key support without your permission. It's only a matter of time before that shows up as low energy, swollen feet, or frequent night cramps that you can't explain. When your heart skips a beat. Let me share something that might be one of the scariest symptoms a senior can experience. That sudden flutter in your chest, a skipped beat, or a racing heart that comes out of nowhere. What most people don't realize is that taking magnesium, D3, or K2 the wrong combination can actually trigger or worsen these palpitations. Your heart is like a sophisticated electrical system, and it runs on minerals. When you flood your system with one mineral without balancing the others, those electrical signals start to misfire. What feels like anxiety or excitement could actually be your heart struggling to maintain its normal rhythm. A 2021 study monitored older adults using magnesium supplements daily. They found that 15% of users experienced new heart palpitations, especially those with low potassium or who were already on heart medications. When vitamin D3 was added at doses over 2,000 international units per day, the risk climbed to 22%. This happens because D3 increases calcium absorption, and calcium directly affects how your heart contracts. Add magnesium's effect on blood vessel, relaxation, and electrolyte shifts, and your heart ends up in a tug-of-war between too much stimulation and not enough control. What makes this particularly concerning is that many seniors blame these symptoms on stress or caffeine. But when you look at their supplement routine, they're often taking multiple products that affect heart rhythm without realizing it. This includes multivitamins, sleep aids with magnesium, calcium, and D3 combinations. And even those magnesium drinks marketed as relaxing, your heart doesn't relax when its minerals are out of sync. It races, flutters, and stumbles. The safest approach is to introduce magnesium and D3 gradually under supervision, and to monitor how you feel carefully. If your heart starts skipping, fluttering, or beating too hard after taking supplements, that's not something to push through. That's a warning signal, and ignoring it could lead to atrial fibrillation, chest pain, or worse. The calcium confusion. Now we need to discuss something that connects several of these problems together. Vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium, which sounds wonderful until you realize that without vitamin K2, that calcium doesn't always go where it should. Instead of strengthening your bones, it can start building up in soft tissues like your arteries and kidneys. One of the first signs that this is happening is often constipation that appears out of nowhere. Excess calcium can slow down your digestive system, stiffen your digestive tract, and reduce water flow into your colon. All of this makes stools dry, hard, and painful to pass. Research from 2020 showed that adults who took D3 supplements without K2 for just 6 weeks had calcium levels in their soft tissues increase by over 21%, even though their bone density didn't improve significantly. A third of participants reported new digestive problems. For seniors, this isn't just uncomfortable. It's genuinely dangerous. Constipation can lead to bloating, trapped toxins, hemorrhoids, and even intestinal blockages if ignored. But the real concern goes beyond digestive issues. K2's job is to activate special proteins that shuttle calcium into your bones and teeth while keeping it out of your arteries and organs. Without K2, D3 acts like an overactive traffic director with no map, and the calcium ends up in your circulation, your kidneys, and your digestive system. Seniors with slower metabolism, those who don't drink enough water, or anyone with reduced kidney function are especially vulnerable to this imbalance. If you've started D3 and noticed your digestion slowing down, your body is trying to flag a problem. Protecting your kidneys. Your kidneys are remarkable organs that do far more than just filter toxins. They regulate minerals, balance fluids, and keep calcium under control. But when you take high doses of vitamin D3 without medical guidance, especially combined with magnesium and calcium-rich foods, your kidneys can become overloaded surprisingly fast. D3 increases calcium absorption from your intestines, sometimes to the point where your kidneys simply can't clear the excess. This leads to a condition where there's too much calcium in your urine. While it might sound harmless, over time it causes silent damage that builds toward kidney stones or, worse, long-term kidney problems. Research from 2018 showed that older adults who took more than 4,000 international units of vitamin D3 daily for just 4 weeks had a 33% increase in calcium in their urine. While not everyone developed symptoms immediately, several participants showed early signs of kidney stress. These included changes in important kidney function markers that most people would never notice without blood tests. Seniors are especially vulnerable because kidney function naturally declines with age. Adding high-dose D3 on top of that, even with the best intentions, creates perfect conditions for problems. The symptoms often appear slowly, like lower back discomfort, unusual fatigue, or difficulty concentrating. By the time a kidney stone forms or function noticeably drops, damage has already taken hold. The heart and artery connection. This next issue is perhaps the most serious, yet it's rarely discussed. When you take vitamin D3 without enough vitamin K2, your body starts absorbing more calcium than it can properly handle. If that calcium isn't guided into your bones where it belongs, it deposits into your arteries, heart valves, and even soft brain tissues. What starts as an attempt to support bone health becomes a direct path to hardening of the arteries. Over time, this buildup narrows the arteries that supply blood to your brain and heart, increasing your risk of both heart attack and stroke. The truly terrifying part is that this can begin happening silently within just weeks. A major study from 2019 analyzed seniors supplementing with vitamin D3 who weren't taking K2. Within 60 days, over 40% showed measurable increases in arterial stiffness. CT scans revealed more calcium deposits in the coronary arteries, and those with existing cardiovascular conditions saw the most dramatic changes. This wasn't something that developed over years. It happened in just weeks. That's how quickly misplaced calcium can damage your cardiovascular system. The scary reality is that many seniors feel perfectly fine while this is happening. There's no pain, no warning, no obvious sign until they suddenly experience shortness of breath, chest pressure, or an abnormal stress test. For those already on statins or blood pressure medications, the risk multiplies even further. Unexpected muscle weakness. Most people take magnesium to relax their muscles and ease tension. But here's something surprising. If your body isn't properly balanced, magnesium can actually cause muscle fatigue, heaviness, and even trembling, especially when taken in high doses or combined with vitamin D3 without enough supporting minerals. Magnesium acts as a natural muscle relaxer, which is usually helpful, but when it disrupts the delicate balance with calcium and potassium, it can leave your muscles too weak to contract properly. The result is a strange sensation of tiredness in your arms and legs that seems to get worse every day. Research from 2020 tracked older adults taking magnesium for sleep and pain relief. After just 2 weeks, 28% reported new symptoms of muscle weakness, particularly in their legs. Blood tests showed their potassium had dropped while magnesium levels were high, creating an imbalance that confused the pathways between nerves and muscles. This kind of disruption doesn't just affect your energy levels. It can impact your walking, balance, and reaction time, significantly increasing your risk of falls. Adding vitamin D3 to the mix makes things even more complicated. D3 encourages calcium absorption, which, if not balanced by magnesium and K2, can flood muscle tissue with calcium, leading to cramping, slow movement, and that sensation of heavy legs. Many seniors chalk this up to normal aging, but in many cases, it's actually the supplement combination causing the problem. Your body might not be failing. It might just be overwhelmed by supplements it didn't need in those amounts. When appetite disappears, one of the most overlooked consequences of combining these supplements incorrectly is how they can suppress your natural hunger signals. Seniors who suddenly lose their appetite, skip meals, or feel indifferent toward food after starting these supplements might think they're being healthy. But often, it's actually a warning sign. These nutrients can interfere with hormones that regulate appetite and may even cause shifts in digestive enzymes that make you want fewer calories while absorbing fewer nutrients. A 2022 study followed adults over 60 who took a combined supplement regimen for 30 days. Within the first 2 weeks, 31% reported reduced hunger and lower food intake, even though their energy needs remained the same. The researchers found that the combination had altered gut hormone levels, slowing stomach emptying and dulling taste perception. The result was unintentional undereating, leading to protein loss, electrolyte imbalance, and even mild anemia. In several cases, the seniors didn't feel sick. They just didn't feel hungry, and that's what made it so dangerous. This appetite suppression might sound helpful for someone trying to lose weight, but for seniors, it's a serious concern. Your body needs regular intake of calories, protein, and micronutrients to support joint health, muscle repair, brain function, and immunity. Consistent drops in appetite lead to age-related muscle loss, which puts you at higher risk of falls, weakness, and fractures. The stroke risk nobody talks about. This final issue is the one almost no one discusses, but it's potentially the most dangerous. When you take vitamin D3 without enough vitamin K2, and your body starts absorbing more calcium than it can handle, that calcium can deposit not just in your heart arteries, but also in the delicate vessels that supply blood to your brain. A major population study from 2021 reviewed more than 45,000 older adults and made a shocking discovery. Those taking vitamin D3 in high doses without concurrent K2 had a 34% increased risk of stroke within the first 60 days of supplementation. This wasn't a long-term, slow-building risk. It happened quickly. Brain scans showed early signs of arterial narrowing, calcium spikes appeared in blood tests, and symptoms like blurred vision, dizziness, and one-sided weakness showed up in those most affected. Many of these individuals had no history of cardiovascular disease before starting their supplement routine. When magnesium enters the mix, the problem can accelerate. Magnesium relaxes blood vessels, which can drop blood pressure, but it also competes with calcium for absorption. This means calcium gets redirected, and without K2 controlling where it goes, it ends up in places it shouldn't be, like the carotid arteries feeding your brain. If you're taking all three of these nutrients at once, without medical oversight or blood testing, you may be unknowingly increasing your stroke risk every single day. The solution isn't to fear these vitamins. It's to respect their power and use them wisely, taking control of your supplement safety. So now you know the truth. Magnesium, D3, and K2 aren't automatically safe just because they're natural or available over the counter. Taken the wrong way, they can disrupt your nerves, damage your kidneys, weaken your muscles, and even raise your risk of stroke in just weeks. But here's the good news. Supplements are powerful tools that can significantly improve your health when you know how to use them properly. The key is not to guess or copy what others are doing. Your health deserves precision and careful attention. Always take vitamin D3 with K2, ideally in the MK7 form, which stays active in your body longer. Monitor your calcium intake carefully and never exceed 2,000 international units of D3 daily without knowing your current blood levels through testing. Choose balanced magnesium formulas that include supporting minerals and introduce any new supplement gradually while monitoring how you feel. If you've been experiencing dizziness lately, if your vision occasionally blurs, or if your speech has ever slurred briefly, please don't brush it off. These could be early warning signs that your body is trying to send you. Your arteries might be stiffening from calcification, and addressing it now could prevent a serious event later. Remember, what you think is helping your health might actually be causing hidden problems if not done correctly. But with the right knowledge and approach, these supplements can be valuable allies in maintaining your health and vitality as you age. The most important step you can take is to work with your healthcare provider. Share with them exactly what supplements you're taking, in what doses, and how they make you feel. Ask for appropriate blood tests to check your mineral levels, kidney function, and cardiovascular markers. This isn't about being overly cautious, it's about being smart and proactive with your health. Your body has served you well for many years, and it deserves to be treated with respect and care. By understanding how these supplements really work and taking them appropriately, you can get their benefits while avoiding their risks. That's not just good health practice, that's wisdom in action. Thank you for taking the time to learn about these important health considerations. Your willingness to educate yourself about these matters shows that you take your health seriously, and that's the first step towards staying strong, healthy, and independent for years to come. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your health. Stay informed, stay safe, and most importantly, stay healthy.